Hello everybody and welcome back to some City Skylines, this sort of beginner playthrough slash tutorial thing, just getting a city going here, making it profitable, have good traffic flow. I don't know what our ultimate goal is going to be for this city. I don't think we're going to go too long with it, but because at this point, honestly, I think anyone that's been watching the last 3 episodes, I think we're on number 4 right now, right? They could do whatever they want now in the game. I mean, you can follow that, you can take that guideline, and now you can just create the city of your dreams here. I mean, we're making money, we're going to continue to make money, we're getting a little bit of additional population. It's just everything's green, we're growing. Although we are noticing there's something going on here. Look on these buildings and figure out, okay, what's going on? Not enough educated workers. Seems like we have enough workers, they're just not educated. In fact, we could actually go back to this button down here that we looked at in episode 1, but didn't really have any information that we cared about, right? So we could go here now and see, okay, 1,300 workers for 1,500 jobs. Our households are almost filled, so we literally just need more people. We are growing at a good rate, so that's good. And we have all this zone, so houses will spawn as there's demand. It's weird to me that there isn't more demand, considering, again, we have room for 200 more workers. So it seems like this bar would be higher, but, you know, City Skylines has its own way of determining things. It's weird to me that they're asking for more commercial. They're asking for more commercial, but they can't even satisfy the commercial that we have. But again, City Skylines will do City Skylines things, so let's actually just kind of continue to fill in here, and let's switch back to the brush mode because I'm a big fan of this mode. Once those pop in, we'll actually be able to remove the power lines and get the zoning to refresh here. That'll be really, really nice. We have our industrial section here, which is creating some nice farming areas. There's sort of primary raw resources, right, coming from the orchards and the fields and the ranch areas. And those are going into the secondary production facility. So this is creating juice from the orchards. This is baking, you know, breads and such, I guess, from the fields. The funny thing is they will actually deliver here. Okay, they can go left, good. Because these secondaries will actually deliver into here where they'll make like fish sticks and, yeah, fish stick factory. I mean, these are just funny little names, right? But it actually will go primary to secondary, and then the secondaries will feed into the tertiaries here. So that is a thing. These are being supplied by the secondary process. I don't know if the primary can go into these buildings or not. If these buildings require some primary or not, I'm not sure. But that works with any of the specialized industry. You know, you take the wood and then you create lumber, and then you can use the lumber to make furniture, kind of a thing, right? Or oil into, you know, refined oil and into other goods and such. So we're just kind of hanging out here at this point, right? Just kind of hanging out here. I'm tempted to actually go click on the bird at the top, but like I said earlier, I really despise this. But maybe it'll get this 18 to go away because that's kind of sticking out. Let's just click on this. Okay, good. Go away. There we go. Nice and neat. Now I guess we could look and see, okay, what's actually going on here. I use a mod actually typically in my cities that that actually exterminates this chirper. So feeling inspired. Something Parks. I mean, just what a great city. Well, thank you. Thank you for the kind words there. Thank you for the kind words. Those are the citizens that are just posting little tweets. Or chirps, I should say. So everything is coming around here. What nice. We're just kind of chilling at this point. I think we have all the services taken care of. But we could double check that. We could use more health over here at some point. I don't know if we need it right away. Death care is looking good. So that's right. Sorry, you guys. Yeah, that's right. uneducated, not enough educated workers. So maybe we do need to do something about that. Let's go to the education here and we can see that, okay, we have eligible 338, capacity for 300. That's pretty close. Capacity for 1,000, eligible is 700. You know, for the most part, we really don't even, I mean, it does take time for them to get educated, right? It takes time for them to get educated. We're just sort of deleting the abandoned buildings here just to get rid of them so something new can build in there. This is just saying not enough workers. I really do think it's weird because it's asking for more industry here, but we don't have enough workers to even build the industries as is. And these still won't level up until we get a larger educated base. We could actually try to grow the neighborhood so it sort of like wraps around and maybe not directly connects to our polluted industry, but sort of gets closer, sort of spirals around so that it's a little bit closer traffic-wise so that people that maybe work here can live in this area or something like that, maybe, potentially. So we could kind of start to work our way over there with some interesting road designs. The residential area is not really too strenuous. I'm actually kind of seeing a freeway through here, potentially. So this freeway could actually extend through here. That would actually be mighty nice. I'm kind of seeing something going here. So you know what? Let's do something. Let's buy our first tile. Let's buy our first tile here. Oops. What am I doing? So we got to hit the globe. Let's buy this tile just to be able to... There we go. So we spent, what was it, 8,000 bucks? Now we have access to an outside rail system, actually. But I don't think we've unlocked rail yet. No, we haven't actually unlocked rail. But once we connect to here, we can actually have goods shipped in via train into our city, like imported goods, and we can also export goods outside of the city rather than having to run trucks. Right now, everything is via trucks. See all the little tractor trucks that are taking the fruit. A 2% load? Huh. Exporting 2% load of aggregate. That seems rather inefficient, but there you go. There you go. They're doing it anyways. They're doing it anyways. That's okay. We're not getting any traffic issues yet, so we're okay. So I am seeing a freeway coming through here for sure. We could actually work on doing that now. We could work on creating a system that will connect into here. I'm just kind of wondering, okay, we want to make this have two, we want it to sort of like from this point, it could kind of peel off to here and here. That might be pretty good. But first, let's actually just kind of get this down. We're using page up and page down to raise this up because we need this to be elevated here. Whoa. That's pretty high up. The other thing I'm noticing here is we're going to hit the fire station. Although it's funny that it'll let us actually build the bridge over. That's actually really, really neat. It's really, really neat. But that's too high. Let's move the fire station temporarily here. Put it on the inside there. Okay, it makes people sad while we move it, but then it makes them happy. It's fine. Now we can actually make the freeway. Maybe we don't want it right next to the road. Maybe we want a little bit more of a cushion there. And maybe we don't need to actually raise it up that high. We'll just one... Yeah, okay, we can get over it with just one press of the page up. Now we are going to be cutting the power lines here. And I'm just kind of wondering, is this going to be enough space to create on-ramps and off-ramps? This is going to be kind of tight. Maybe we want to squeeze it over a little bit here. Oh, you're not going to like that, are you? In a few seconds, they're going to be without power. We're going to have to play around with that. But what I'm noticing is we might need to go to the bulldoze here and rebuild this road after we set in our highway system. Let's just keep the game paused for a second here. Let's finish building the highway system. At least get it through that tricky section. Now we need to get the power around here somehow. So this is cool because we could actually still have roads that sort of like come under it and connect just fine. That's the benefit of kind of raising that up a bit. So of course we'll need to get that road that we just did here. Lower it back down with H down. And there we go. Pretty much the same exact road that we had. Just slightly moved so that it'll fit there. Okay. Now power. Now we can raise the power up to get over some of these obstacles like this. No problem. It doesn't look very good, but for now that's going to do the trick. I'm going to unpause here to make sure that the power is getting over here. There we go. It takes, kind of annoyingly takes a second there, but oh wow, we're actually, power usage is kind of tight here. Kind of tight here. Oh, now we're getting water complaints. Oh, okay, that's because I realized why this is happening. It's because this is losing power, which actually is what gets us our water. Is losing power, so then there's sort of a flash of water complaints, but it's fine, everything's good. Okay, so if we come here now what we want to do is we want to actually adjust this. This is what we started with. We can adjust this, make this a little bit more optimal here. So maybe we want to touch down here. All right. Now we're on the ground. But the funny thing is, this doesn't really need to be a 3-lane. So that works just fine, right? These people leaving now, it's sort of like they just sort of meld right into here. That works just fine. This, however, we're going to have to either tunnel or go over. This, of course, ties into there, no problemo. Now what we're going to have to do is get this over or under somehow. And I think over is going to make sense because we're connecting into an area that's already elevated. Well, okay, let's make sure we have the freeform tool on. Make sure we have the freeform tool on. Okay. That doesn't look too bad at all. That doesn't look too bad at all. And don't get me wrong, it's a little steep. It's a little steep. And then it goes super low here. So actually what we should do is we should keep this high. We should keep this high. Let's raise it up with page up. Now we connect in here, just like we did. That doesn't look too bad at all. It'd be nice if we could smooth this out, but that's a nice angle. It's a nice angle, I think. Okay, so we have this segment of freeway. Now we have a freeway that's going through the city this way, which we'll be able to have interchanges here to get people that need to get deeper into the city so they don't all have to come in through this same single area. In fact, we can even set this up so that this sort of like hooks into the industrial section, which is going to be really, really nice for traffic. Now, the funny thing is, for now, we could even do something like, we could just do like a little bypass right here. Right? Doesn't like that angle. That would have been a nice angle, but it doesn't like it. Maybe just sort of like, oh, we got to back up a little bit. And we can just kind of eyeballing this here. It doesn't have to be exact, but it's sort of curved towards it, and then we could just go straight into it. It doesn't look too bad. So now, if people need to get onto the freeway, they can just, they don't have to go through this segment of town anymore. They can just turn there and be on their way. So a little bit of a bypass. And then if people need to get into this section, we could actually, oh, this, I'm seeing something here. I'm seeing something here. We could have them come out like this. Do a little bit of a round, tuck under the freeway. Oh, it doesn't like that because of the pillars. We avoid them. Not bad. Not bad. It's a little crazy. It's a little crazy of a loop, but technically the game let us build it, so it can't, you know, the Sims will be able to handle that. So now we actually have the potential for the AI. Here we go. We got our first delivery truck coming this way. It's not particularly truck safe, but that's okay. Sims don't crash. There we go. Look at that. Now he's in here. So now we have delivery trucks that are bypassing the city, right? Because before they had to come through here, go to there, turn right. Like they had to literally go through a commercial sector to get to the industrial zone. Now we have a system that lets them bypass it completely. Now I'm not gonna, you know, this could cause, this might not be a good enough curve to support large amounts of traffic. We might need to rebuild this because these little bends actually slow down the vehicles. The smoother this is, the faster the vehicles will be able to go. But right now, we're now cutting traffic in the main city area, which is already a big deal because this area has a lot of traffic inherently because it is the commercial section. Of course, we can see that like an intersection like this, we're getting issues here. We're getting issues through here. One thing we could actually do is, this would be kind of cool. What if we actually had a third access point and we can page down in order to tunnel? But what if this actually connected directly into the residential section? Now, it doesn't look incredible, but so now if someone's going to the residential section and not going to the commercial section, now they can actually use this pass here to avoid this section. That'll alleviate traffic in this area. Very nice. I'm liking that a lot. Okay, we do have a lot of demand though for everything, it seems. So we've done this. We need to fill that in there. Probably should just fill that in there as well. This is ultimately going to become probably a lot of commercial too. But let's get some roads in here. Whoop, didn't mean to make it a one-way, so we go to the upgrade tool. Change that. The only thing we could also look at over here is should some of these be upgraded to 3-lane freeways? This actually doesn't need to be a 3-lane, but it does kind of help them get into the lane that they ultimately need to be in before these people come on. So we don't need to mess with that too much. It's okay. It's not great. The problem is just making these 3 lanes doesn't really help much, because then you have 3 lanes merging with 3 lanes, and it can create a lot of issues once the population gets a lot higher. So I just realized this is very expensive. What we just built is actually just cost us, I wasn't even paying attention to our money. We just spent 40,000 simoleons building this structure, but this really is a good infrastructure for our industrial zone, a good investment in the future for traffic. It's nice because we still have some vehicles coming through this way, which is good. But we have a lot of vehicles coming this way too, so it's a nice mix. We're sort of distributing the vehicles throughout the area. Okay, let's just go back to this kind of road. Do some building here. Actually kind of thinking maybe we should center this more in between these 2 points, which means it's not going to be here or here. It's going to be kind of somewhere in between, just to kind of give it a little bit more space. It's because we're building roads, it's kind of messing around with the zoning a little bit, so we could just make sure that everything is properly zoned in. Oh, like we missed that little square there at some point. Yeah, when you're building roads, it can kind of readjust the zoning, and you can find yourselves with areas that even though you zone them, it sort of breaks the zoning sometimes. You have to go back and refill it in. Just kind of one of the little annoying things that can happen, but it's not too big of a deal. Hey, we're doing something. Doing something here. And just sort of building some roads randomly, seeing how they come out, seeing how they look. We might not need anything in this area. It might not be big enough to really support a road in here. Not getting the angles that I'd like there, so... yeah, we might not need a road there. That's fine. I'm tempted to connect there. But this is starting to look rather, you know, sterile here, so we might need to kind of loosen it up somehow. Maybe having one strong, straight road could be a good thing. Let's just play around with this idea. Now that we have this box, maybe we come in with some... I don't know, maybe we come in with some curved roads or something. We'll just have to see how it looks, right? Just have to see how it looks here. Doesn't look terrible. Doesn't look great. But it doesn't look terrible. Now, let's just kind of leave it. I don't know. It's not my favorite, but we don't. We follow the rules of three-way intersections, so. Let's definitely get a curved road. Heck, maybe we have a curved road that sort of just follows the water here. This is costing us a lot of money, so we do have to be careful of that. That could look, I don't know, how does that look, just having that little tail out there. It doesn't match with anything else we've done. Nah. That four-way intersection isn't the end of the world. Maybe we start it from here, because that will look a lot nicer, I think. You know what we haven't done yet? A roundabout. Maybe we need one of those here. And then it can sort of shoot off to the industrial section. Yeah, maybe we need a roundabout right here. My roundabouts are never exact. Never exact. Of course, we will want this to be a one-way. And actually, I think what we'll notice is if we're using right-hand traffic, we do want the roundabout to go clockwise. Counterclockwise, sorry. Counterclockwise. We'll see why in a second here. Go back to the freeform tool, just kind of stick into that. Now this isn't looking too bad. We just got to move this a bit. Move this down here. The only unfortunate thing is that little hook at the end isn't quite what we wanted. Now this isn't looking too shabby. And you know, hypothetically, this can just kind of swoop over into the industrial zone. And yes, technically, because this is all a one-way system, these people can only go to certain areas. They can't really get to here very easily. Well, they can go here, go to there, and then pop out back here. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. Maybe we actually need to make it, though, so these people have the option to... You know, like I'm thinking about connecting this somehow. How crazy is that? It's not too crazy. This needs to go the other way, though. We're using the upgrade tool and then just right-clicking, get that facing the right direction. Okay, that looks good to me. So now people that live here, that maybe need to get on the freeway to go out of town. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure why they would need to, but just in case. Just in case they can go this way. We're actually seeing a delivery truck going this way too, huh? So the reason why we have this going counterclockwise is, if you can see here, the people that make the right turn here, it's all right turns, right? We're avoiding left turns. These people are coming in, they want to get off, they turn right. These people are getting on, they turn right. So it's people are getting off, people are getting on. Rather than if we did this opposite, if we actually had this flipped around, just visualize it here. It's actually going to be a bunch of like left turns. They're going to be making a left turn, cutting in front of these people that are also trying to make a left turn. So this really does cut down on, it just makes it smoother around these intersections here, especially for a one-way, typically you always want to do counterclockwise. Although it does get a little bit more complicated if we were to do like a roundabout within a roundabout or something like that, or some sort of inner, something inside the circle here. Because as you can see, the inside, it creates the opposite effect here. That being said, usually the traffic that's revolving around the inside of the circle is going to be less than what's on the outside of the circle, unless like the circle is ginormous, right? So if we actually had some buildings on the inside here and we had a road through here, maybe the circle was a little bit bigger. There's not going to be that much traffic on this road, because it's only going to be based on the stuff that's in there. So we have a huge industrial demand now. We could just go in with more. We could expand the fertile areas. Not expand the fertile areas, but we can expand the farming sector. I'm gonna have to double check if this is even, because it looks like the pollution here, this is just barely out of the pollution zone. And the truth is, I don't even know if it strictly matters, but thematically it matters to me, so. Dang, we're making tons of money per week though, everybody. Tons of money per week. I mean, more commercial. Commercial demand's actually getting kind of insane. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to not zone over here, because a truck that needs to deliver to here, I guess they could get out this way, but they kind of get caught in the neighborhood system, which isn't ideal. I don't want the trucks going back this way and then going through this whole loop. So I think anyone that comes in here delivers to one of these areas. I mean, hopefully they're just going out this way, but I'm not sure. The thing is, will they actually go this way? They might go this way. We might actually want a system too for getting, like, connecting here into the freeway potentially. Give the commercial trucks a way to get out of the city a little bit easier, because the commercial trucks are really where the bulk of the traffic's going to be. Also, commercial does make noise. Go to the noise pollution screen. Like the water pumping station's creating some noise. We could move this. And we're just hitting this button right here to relocate the building. Okay, the only thing now is we don't have power to it, so let's get it into there instead. People will still be upset about it, but... So we actually need to make sure that these areas are getting water. Yep, we've already watered this area. Our new residential zones are going to need water. I can even see the inside of this roundabout being a bit of commercial, just kind of for fun there. As we're expanding this neighborhood, we are definitely going to need... Wow, the industrial demand right now is nuts. Could even paint on the outside of this road. That might look kind of nice too. Once it's filled in, of course. But we could just expand the industrial by doing something like this. Very simple. Kind of thinking, what if we actually did this? Something like that. Cut the power. Not good. That should be reinstated here in a second. Let's double check our one-ways here. If we have any, we can go to the resource map to see if we have any fertile ground over here. You know what, we don't. What we could actually do is we could go in and add some trees. These cost us, because we could actually do a forestry section, but it does require either a bunch of trees or that we add some trees like this. I'm not trying to make it look pretty or anything. And the thing is, once the buildings get built, they'll just crush the trees, but we can see that the ground is getting a bit darker here. Just making it so if we go back to the, now it's like, okay, this is forestry area, it's saying. Placing the trees in this mode. There we go. It's looking nice and green. Oh, there we go. For some reason it's like really green there. Okay, this will be good, I think. So let's make a new district here. And set this up as forestry. So we go back to the specialized industrial specializations. We hit forestry, select. Great. Why are we getting water issues? Water available. We don't have enough power. Yeah, we actually just need more power. We do need to go back to power here and build another one of these. Get more power. Whoa, that's costing us all of our money. Uh-oh. Making a lot of money per week, though. Let's get this zoned. We can start getting more industry, because they're begging for industry. And now we have the means of a pretty large industrial park, I think. I need more fire services over here, because, again, the industry really, really likes the fire. So we have some green, we have some forestry here. Or sorry, some agriculture, and so we have some forestry. The forestry buildings are popping in. Some of them are literally just like patches of trees, which is kind of nice. These will be good. These will be good. We could even have another one coming out here just to kind of like minimize how many people have to use this intersection here. We could have another freeway access point from here. Right. If we wanted, we could work this so that this will fit in here like this. But we don't have to. We'll wait and see if traffic becomes an issue. Sometimes it's better just to like wait till it becomes an issue. The city's looking pretty nice right now. We're just kind of growing. I mean, at this point, we're just making a lot of money per week. We're spending most of it, but we're making a lot per week, and we're growing our population. We have a lot of area now to fill in for industry and residential. Commercial, I don't know. We're going to have to maybe make a secondary commercial area somewhere out here or something as well. So we're going to need to expand the commercial area in general. All right, thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one here.